Find fulfillment and stop chasing success. People have said to me before, well, if I stop chasing success, how will I ever get it? And my answer is, why do you think it's running from you? Success is all around you, or the potential for success is all around you. But when we're chasing it, there are several things wrong, and we're actually blocking our ability to get it, which is so frustrating because that's what we want, right? So today I'm going to tell you several things that you should be doing instead. First, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with chasing success, but then I'm going to give you 5 points that will help you down the path of a wonderful, beautiful journey filled with success and no running unless you just like to run for fun. If that sounds good to you, stick around. But first, check and see if you're a subscriber here. And if not, please click the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notifications when we drop videos like this to help you live a happier life.
GILD Coaching. More success, less stress.
I used to chase success. I chased it. I drove myself crazy. I ran myself ragged. I got a little bit, but you know what? It didn't feel good when I got it. Why? Because I was chasing somebody else's version of success. I was always living to prove that I could do or that I could have something that somebody else wanted me to do or that somebody else had or wanted me to have. And then once I got there, once I got it, it was like, and next? Like, what? It just didn't fulfill me. And that's the problem with chasing success. Usually when you're chasing it, you're not chasing your definition of success. You're chasing an example that you've seen that maybe you admire. And that's fine to admire that, but don't take it as a carbon copy for what you need to create. It makes more stress in your life. That's another problem with it. And it makes you miss life. You're really missing life because you'll put off things. Oh, I'll do this later. I'll do that later, so that you can continue with this chase. And you're actually missing out on the opportunities for your own success while running toward it. It doesn't make sense. So stop chasing it. Stop chasing it. All right. So we know that we're supposed to stop chasing it, but what are we supposed to do instead? Just go take a nap. Just kidding. Don't go take a nap unless you're extraordinarily tired, in which case a nap is the right thing for you to do, but finish watching this video first. Okay, take some notes. Ready? Open up the comment section, do it with your thumbs or paper pen, whatever you like best. I prefer paper pen. That's just me. Number 1, define what a good life will look like for you. You might look at super famous people or super wealthy people and be like, oh, that would be so awesome. Well, you don't know that that would be so awesome. Let me tell you, when you make more money, you've got problems that are the same size as your income. If you make $100,000 a year, you make $100,000 problem. You have $100,000 problems. If you make $1 million a year, you have millionaire problems. Billionaire problems. There is no completely free and clear path. So don't think that like the money is going to make everything just sing and work out beautifully for you. Now, easy for me to say, maybe somebody might say who perceives themselves as having less than I do. Okay, I've got to say it's nice to go to sleep at night and not worry about how to pay the bills, but worrying is an entirely different video. You shouldn't be worrying anyway. So define your version of success. What do you think success is? What do you believe a good life would be? And then all of a sudden you can see these other things that might be nice to have, but you know you're not going to invest your time in them because they don't really match your definition. And I'm not saying reduce your dreams to something that you think is doable. No, set your sights for the stars. I mean, seriously, don't reduce your dreams, but just figure out what you actually want. Because someone else could have more than you and you might be like, oh, that'll be really great. And then you're chasing after what they have, but it's actually not your version of abundance. It's their version of abundance. So I want you to have your version of abundance, because when you do have your version of abundance, it feels good and it feels fulfilling. All right, where should you focus? You don't focus on your outcome. I recently read a definition for the word success, and it said achieving your goals. And I thought, oh, that is such crap. That is not correct. If I make progress toward my goal, that is a success. So don't focus on the end goal. That can really be demoralizing, especially if you have a long journey to that goal. Make benchmarks and focus on your progress toward the goal. You'll eventually get there, but every single time you progress toward it, then you can celebrate that progress, and that helps to propel you then to the next progress celebration. All right, choose happiness. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now, let me tell you. Crazy stuff, corruption and lies and natural events and not so natural events, disasters, all sorts of things. It's enough to drive somebody crazy. It's enough to make somebody miserable. So how can I be here talking about success and fulfillment with all of this hurt and horrific things in the world? Because I choose happiness. I choose to focus on this. Am I ignoring that? No, I know what's going on in the world all too well. Trust me. I understand it. I make my statements about it. I deal with it in the way that's healthy for me to deal with. And then I choose happiness. When you're worried or when you're feeling guilty, it means that you're letting your brain either dwell in the future or in the past. And that's not healthy. The only place that you can have happiness is this moment right now. And you get to choose it. It's literally just that easy. So you might say, oh, well, I have a debilitating disease. Okay, well, did somebody come and visit you today? Choose happiness surrounded by that. Do you have breath in your lungs? Choose happiness surrounded by that. Do you have enough wealth to be able to connect to the internet and watch an instructional video? Yes, you do, because you're watching this. Choose to focus on that abundance and draw your happiness from that. Draw your happiness just from the fact that you have another day, that you're here and that you're you, and that you can direct your thoughts wherever you want. You have to choose happiness. What should you pursue? If you're not going to chase after success, what should you chase? Well, first of all, don't chase after anything, but you should pursue meaning. If you're going to focus on your progress, you need to pursue meaning in that progress. That brings fulfillment. When something meaningful happens, I tell you, I've got several awards back there on that table that's against the back wall. 2 of them, like the biggest, fanciest ones, that was a result of me chasing someone else's idea of success for me. They don't mean as much as that little tiny plastic one that's kind of in the middle. I received that award. I didn't even know that I was being judged for an award with the activity that I was taking to get that award. And that one was the most fulfilling and touching thing, because I didn't even know that I was competing or was being judged or anything. Why? Because I was focused on my progress and I was pursuing meaning in every single action. And when I did that, I got so much success that I got Global Impact Creator of the Year. Global Impact Creator of the Year. That's what that little one is. So much more impressive in my mind and heart and in my energy than the Emmy Awards for television broadcasting. So much more, because I got it because I was focused on progress and meaning. All right, and lastly, you need to follow the path that is yours. Follow your path. A lot of people say, well, I want my son to follow in my footsteps, or I want my daughter to follow in my footsteps, or I don't want anybody to follow in my footsteps unless I'm walking the path that they're supposed to be walking, in which case I am happy to pause, turn around, lean out, reach out my hand and say, come on, let me help you. That's what I do every single day when I coach people. People who want more success, people who want to know how to manage their stress and anxiety, people who want to capture happiness and be able to choose happiness. They're walking their own path. It's very similar to mine, and I can help. Follow your path, yours, and yours alone. Don't follow anybody else's path, because that path doesn't lead to fulfillment. Those other paths that aren't yours, with your footsteps on them, lead to a life filled with regret, frustration, and wish I woulda, coulda. And that's not what we want for you. I want you to be happy. All right, if this video has been of any help to you, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already, hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell so that you get notifications when we drop videos like this to help you live a more successful, fulfilling, and happy life.